Hi, Jake.
Hi,
Nice to meet
nice to
you.
meet you. I love
Congratulations.
the background you got
Oh,
going
yeah,
on.
thank you. There
Good
is
stuff.
the Avengers Tower.
Ah, there we go. Look at
Yeah.
that. It's a good design.
Congratulations for the movie. I'm waiting for this film for so long, so thank you.
Hey, me
Uh,
too. I'm
yeah.
glad to finally show it to you.
My first question is along with Moon Knight, Sentry is my favorite Marvel character. I cherish these seemingly unreal characters who
Mhm.
eventually get caught up by their huge part of humanity. How did you approach the challenge of rendering this duality with accuracy on screen?
That's a very good question. I mean, I think the first thing we did is we talked to Paul Jenkins, who created the character, and he really expressed this idea of it being a parable for mental health. And addiction, and this sort of duality of an equal amount of good and an equal amount of evil. We took that, and where we went from there, I sort of based it on a friend of mine who I've known for a long time, and who, without giving a name to any kind of specific diagnosis, who has gone through similar issues, but I viewed it more from the lens of hubris and despair. And that actually came from reading that early Century run, where you feel even when he's, trying to be this kind of golden god of golden guardian of good, there is a kind of hubris there, and it kind of worries the people around him because there are people, especially Strange, who remember why he had to lose his memory. It became a story about this idea that along with that hubris, like that those highs that you get to, and they feel very kind of galvanizing and magnetic, that the lows would always come with them, and that those two things were inextricably linked, in this friend. And a lot of what I hoped that they could learn is just how to sort of be themselves and be okay with not needing the sort of excitement of those highs, knowing what comes with it, and find some balance within that. So it always came from a very personal place. And then obviously you need to find a way to dramatize that on a very large scale. But I think, we tried to really ground it in something that felt real and connected to us.
It's finally one of Yelena's big moments with her character's development in the Thunderbolts. What
Mhm.
is your vision regarding her evolution in the next events, especially with the Avengers movies coming?
Mm. Yeah, I think that, like we find her in the beginning of this movie in a very low place, feeling very disconnected and uncertain of her purpose. And I think, she's in a different place by the end of the movie. And I think it'll be really, really interesting to watch someone like that kind of finding a newfound sense of purpose, but at the same time, like a complicated character who still has all of these issues and who isn't necessarily the most natural fit. I think none of these characters are necessarily the most natural fit on the Wheaties box, as it were. But I think how fun to watch them have to grapple with that and to see both what they could bring to it and what those challenges would be.
If you had the possibility to choose any other Marvel characters except Man-Thing to add to the team, who it will be and why them?
I mean, I think that it's funny just because production is starting right now on such a huge story that they're all going to be part of that. It almost feels oddly irrelevant to talk about who could be on that team because so many things are going to change. So I'm like the rest of the fans. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens, and then we can maybe figure out where it goes from there. Thank you so much. I
Thank you.
hope we did right by Sentry. I hope that you like it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for Century. And thank you for the interview.